Day laborers, hey, a fact of life in many urban areas of the country, but in some areas of the country they're unknown. Well, what are day laborers? Well, they're people who are willing to work a day at a time. They're guys just looking for a job one day at a time, and frequently they congregate in certain designated areas of cities where people know that's where these guys hang out, and you can go over and hire them for half a day, or a couple of days, or whatever, generally for construction work. All right. Well, what happens if a city doesn't want them out there and passes a law that says you can't hang around and solicit passing traffic in an effort to try and get a job? Well, guess what? That brings us to this week's case. Case that arose in the city of Redondo Beach in California. City council down there passed an ordinance that said nobody can solicit passing traffic in order to get a job, for contributions, or for any other purpose, including political purposes. Well, needless to say, someone brought suit. And in this instance, there were two organizations that brought suit. Each of them represented a day laborers organization. That's right, these folks have organizations. Brought suit and said, this is a violation of, guess what? Free speech. We have a right under the First Amendment to freely speak, to say what we want to say. It's a public area, and traditionally that is something that is protected under the First Amendment. Well, the city of Redondo Beach said, no. This ordinance is really about traffic control. We're trying to make sure traffic flows well and making sure that traffic isn't slowing down in these areas and that becomes basically congested and a real problem. All right, it goes up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. That's the Ninth Circuit for the federal judiciary. Covers much of the western part of the country, including California. And there the court heard it after it came from a federal trial judge. And the court heard it and they came away saying, guess what? Guess what? City, you are wrong. You can't pass this ordinance. You can't have a law that is so broadly written that basically prevents anybody from essentially saying anything to anybody in a passing car. That's way too broad. You didn't limit this in terms of time, place, content, or anything else. And guys, you can't do that. That's what free speech is all about. Okay. And the ordinance was struck down. So what's the point of this? What's the point of this? A couple of points here. One, here we had guys looking for work. You wouldn't think that would be a free speech issue, but it became a free speech issue, demonstrating how big and how broad the protection of free speech is in the United States. Second thing, shows that those rights that are granted by the U.S. Constitution are unique and specific to individuals. A city, a county, a state can't take them away simply by passing a law under the guise of regulating traffic or for any other reason. All right. We bring you this case, as we bring you cases every week, in order to let you understand how the law works, so you can really make it work in your life for you. I'm David Allen.